Have you ever wondered why the deepest scars often come from those closest to us? Why the people who claim to care can inflict the most pain? There's a dark truth hiding in plain sight, and once you see it, you'll never look at relationships the same way again. Stick with me, because what I'm about to share might just be the key to unlocking your true potential. It's a secret that successful people know, but rarely talk about. You see, there's a hidden power in betrayal, a strength that only emerges when you've been knocked down and left for dead. And today, we're going to uncover how to harness it. But first, let's talk about that moment. You know the one I mean. When you realize they knew they were hurting you, and they kept going anyway. It's a gut punch, right? Makes you question everything. But here's where it gets interesting. That moment of realization, it's not the end. It's just the beginning. Think back to when it happened to you. Remember the shock, the disbelief, that sinking feeling in your gut. That's when your eyes really opened, wasn't it? Ask yourself, when was the last time you felt that kind of betrayal? How did it change how you saw that person? Here's the kicker. They knew. They weren't clueless about your pain. They saw it in your eyes, heard it in your voice, and they kept going. Why? Because sometimes people put their own wants, insecurities, or goals above your well-being. It's harsh, but recognizing it is the first step to changing everything. Ask yourself, have you ever caught yourself making excuses for someone who kept hurting you? Why do you think you did that? Now let's talk about how this usually plays out. It often starts small, doesn't it? A backhanded compliment, a broken promise, a moment when they just didn't care. You brush it off at first, but then it happens again and again. Each time, it cuts a little deeper. You start to question yourself. Maybe I'm too sensitive, you think. Maybe I'm overreacting. But deep down, you can feel it. This isn't right. Now ask yourself, can you see a pattern of hurt in your life? How long did it take you to spot it? The worst part, as this keeps happening, you might start to think you deserve it, that this is all you're worth, that this is just how relationships work. Let me be clear, that's crap. You deserve better. You are worth more. And it's time you started believing that. How has letting others hurt you affected how you see yourself? How can you start rebuilding your self-worth? Now remember that hidden power I mentioned earlier. This is where it starts to reveal itself. There's always a moment when you can't ignore the truth anymore. It hits you like a rock. They knew. They always knew. It's a gut punch, right? Makes you question everything and everyone. But here's the secret. This moment, as painful as it is also your chance to break free, to take back your power, to rewrite your story. Ask yourself, what was your moment of realization? How did it feel? What changed after that? This is where the magic happens. This is where you start to transform that pain into fuel. Every betrayal, every hurt, every disappointment, it's all building your resilience muscle. It's making you tougher, more adaptable, more capable of handling whatever life throws at you. Think about it. You've survived every bad day, every heartbreak, every setback so far. You're still here, still fighting. That's not a weakness. That's incredible strength. Ask yourself, what's the toughest situation you've overcome? How did it make you stronger? Now, let's talk about something that might make you uncomfortable. Your dark side. That part of you that's angry, that wants revenge, that's tired of playing nice. Instead of suppressing it, learn to embrace it. Your dark side isn't evil. It's a part of you that's hurt, that's protective, that wants justice. Acknowledge it. Listen to it, but don't let it control you. Now, you must be asking, how can I channel the energy of my dark side into positive action? This is where that hidden power really starts to show itself. Use the anger as motivation to prove them wrong. Use the desire for revenge as fuel to become so successful that your success itself becomes your revenge. Remember, the goal isn't to become bitter or to stoop to their level. It's to rise so high that their actions become insignificant in the grand scheme of your life. You've been through the fire. You've felt the burn. Now it's time to rise from the ashes, stronger and more magnificent than ever before. Like a phoenix, you have the power to be reborn, to emerge from the flames of betrayal and hurt as a new version of yourself, wiser, stronger, unstoppable. This is your phoenix moment, your time to shine, your opportunity to show the world and yourself what you're truly capable of. If you could reinvent yourself starting today, what would the new you be like? Now, remember that secret I mentioned at the beginning, the one that successful people know but rarely talk about. Here it is. The people who hurt you, who betrayed you, who underestimated you, they're not your enemies, they're your fuel. Their doubt is your motivation. Their betrayal is your wake-up call. Their underestimation is your chance to prove everyone wrong. Every time they hurt you, they're unknowingly making you stronger. Every time they doubt you, they're setting the stage for your epic comeback. So, here's the truth we've been building towards. They knew they were hurting you, and they kept going. But what they didn't know is that in doing so, they were forging you into an unstoppable force. You're not just a survivor. You're a phoenix, rising from the ashes, ready to set the world on fire. Now, go out there and show them what they have created. Your time is now.